Good afternoon, Enid, and welcome to another City Update. My name is Larissa Sloan, and with me today is Scott Morris. How was your weekend?
It was excellent. The weather was great. I took a vacation day last Friday, and we headed out and listened to my oldest son's last band concert at OBU in Shawnee, and then my youngest had an album release party on Friday. And so kind of a tradition that my wife has had is for Mother's Day, we get out of town, and instead of doing fancy flowers and things like that, she likes to go get a cabin and go find a spot to go do some fishing or some hiking, something like that. So we took our kids off. Both of them are getting married this summer, and so this was our last little shenanigans of the four of us to go off and do Mother's Day camp out. So we went out by Wilburton and went to the Robbers Cave State Park in Oklahoma. Great place to go if you've never been there. So that's what we did this weekend. So for all of you mothers out there, I hope that you had a great Mother's Day.
Well, I'm going to say thank you because, well, I'm a mother, but I can't say that my weekend was that adventurous. No, my weekend consisted of, I hosted an event at the Stride Bank Center, or I hosted a booth. And then Sunday, we just kind of laid around and then went to Walmart. And so it was kind of relaxed.
That doesn't sound like a good Mother's Day to go to Walmart.
I know, but
on Mother's Day.
I know, but we didn't have kids with us, so it was kind of a little bit more relaxing than, having to wrangle the whole team. So,
I have to admit that we were at Walmart on Mother's Day too, because since we were out of town, when we came back in, we really didn't have groceries and things like that we needed, and I said, "Oh, let me cook you a steak tonight." So I know that there's a lot of different places to go get you a steak, but we found some things at Walmart, and I went home and grilled steak out for Angie. So.
Well, that sounds delicious, and you're making me hungry. So I haven't had lunch yet, so hopefully. Well, we're going to just move right into quality of life. So we have a lot of fun things going on. And so we have the Outlaws. Their season has been remarkable from what I understand. And so support their local basketball team, and they would love to see your faces. They do have a game on Saturday and on Sunday, and so you can get out there and cheer them on. I know Gerald is a huge supporter of them, and so he'd love to see your face out there as well. You can get information on how much tickets are on enidoutlaws.com. Also, you can go to stridebankcenter.com as well.
Looks like the next 3 weekends you've got an opportunity to go watch the Outlaws, and it's going to go right from the Outlaws straight into the Junior College World Series that's going to be starting up right at Memorial Day.
Right.
So there is always something to do and to go watch in Enid. That's
right. Yes, Visit Enid has a lot of information for things that happen around town as well. So it's visitenid.com, and so you can get that information there as well. And so we have a first responders softball tournament that's going to be on May 14th. That's at Kellett. See, I wasn't even close. That's okay though, because he saved the day. And so that starts at 8:45 a.m. and come and cheer on your favorite first responder. And it's a fundraiser. And so from what I understand, there's going to be food trucks and a dunk tank and games and just so much more. And so don't forget about that information. You should be able to find that information on our website as well. And then this is going to be really cool. I'm excited. I love art. And so art comes in all different
I love
forms.
the trail system.
Right. Well, of course, because you like to ride the bikes.
That's right.
You're a bike rider. Don't you walk too?
Do a little running.
Yeah, I need to get into that stuff. But so we have a lot of murals around, and art can take on a lot of different forms. In a mural, it can take on different forms in such as these cool structures, art, and so pretty neat. Can you throw that slide back up?
So those are some examples of what those could end up being like on the trail system.
Right, and so that's exciting to see what options and what ideas people are going to have. And so this is where they're going to be located. Now I know that it's kind of a big map, but it's going to be a lot of fun. And so you can get more information on that from enid.org. And so I'm excited for that.
Hey, before we go into the Enid Walk of Fame, I want to talk about trails just for one more second. On the meeting that we're having, the commissioners meeting on the 17th, which will be a week from tomorrow, it's kind of buried in there in the agenda, but I think we should celebrate. There's some more trail that's going to be built in Enid.
Oh.
And so we have already awarded someone to build some trail from Meadow Lake on the south part of Meadow Lake Park, where the low water crossing goes up to the parking lot. They're going to build trail there over to the south edge where the horseshoe pits are located on Meadow Lake Park. So that's already been awarded, but what's on the agenda a week from tomorrow is another section of trail that's going to be going southbound towards Vance Air Force Base. And so we're working on extending the trail system out all the way to the gate at Vance Air Force Base so that people can connect to Vance, and Vance can connect to our trail system, and they have their own trail system, and we're working on making our trail system even bigger and even better.
And that's where is this, from what I understand, the art is going to be distributed through that.
Well, it looks like they're taking proposals on just the east-west section of it that makes sense. In between. It looks like maybe Van Buren and Oakwood. That's what it looks like.
Mm-hmm. That's still a long stretch.
Oh, yes.
That's going to be beautiful when it's done. And so we were going to talk about the Walk of Fame. So now the nominations, the deadline for that is June 15th. And so that is where you can nominate someone within the regulations. Scott, can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Right. Just if you know someone who has is just a prime example that exemplifies ideals, and even more than that, not just ideals, but someone who has been a contributor to our community. These are the kind of people that are worthy of nominations for the Enid Walk of Fame. And so if you know someone who is currently doing that or has spent a lifetime of doing that, and even if you know someone who maybe has passed away but they have left a legacy and a reputation that this is who they are and this is what they've done, then you can nominate either someone who has already passed or someone who is living for the Walk of Fame. So send your nominations in to the City Clerk, Tension City Clerk at 401 West O&K Garrett Road. The address is up on the screen, and the deadline's June 15th.
And you can also come into the office as well, and they will be more than happy to help you. Anyone within the city is more than happy to help you with anything. So another thing that we're with weather, storm season coming up, another thing that we are highlighting is the Garfield County Emergency Management app. And so cut it short is GCEM. I said that right. Yes, GCEM. And so that is where you can be informed of all things Garfield County weather and things like that. And so they cover more than just storms and tornado and rain. They cover snow and wind advisories and different things of that nature. And so you can get that information on gcem.org. If you have a weather radio channel, that's kind of a tongue twister to get that out, but it's Weather Radio Channel 4. And so, and you can also go to their social media, which is Facebook as well as Twitter. And that information will be on there for you. You can download this app. You can go to the website that I mentioned, and that information will be on the upper right hand corner, and it will say download the app. And so then you'll click on that and go in, and it'll show you which option to do. And so if you need help with that, we are more than More than happy to help you.
Happy to help.
Happy to help. Happy helpers. To help you get that downloaded so that you can stay weather aware when storm season, when storms come. Because I know for me, I want to stay weather aware.
I just recommend weather radios to anyone who might not have them. Pick one up. I'm sure they're just handy to have because if you have a satellite, television or something of that nature, sometimes you lose signal right when you need it the most, and so weather radios are handy to have.
Yeah, my father-in-law, he had a weather radio. He lived by it. And so you can always call the office number. It's 616-7258. My name is Larissa. I'd be more than happy to help you. Just give us a call and we will help you right along through that and get you to where you can stay up to date. And so that is all I have for quality of life. And so we are just going to talk real quick about some of the road closures that we have right now and that we have coming up. And so we have on Monday of this past week, construction over by St. Mary's Hospital began to repair the culvert. Now, months ago, there was a street closure, and the street collapsed and fell in, and so we immediately had to shut that down. And so they have been working to try and get that fixed. And so they expect to have this wrapped up in about 6 months, just because repairing a culvert is not a 3-week project.
No, and matter of fact, from the City of Enid perspective, it takes a lot of work and effort just to get it to the point where we can bid it out and award the job, and that part has all been done. So we have engineered this work ourselves. We've prepared bidding documents based on engineering, and now that's been released out for people to bid on and build to the standards that our engineers have designed it to, and that takes time. And now we're to the construction piece of it, and so it should be 6 months from now. We should have a Christmas present and have Oklahoma open over by the hospital.
That'll be nice. Just be aware that this is by a hospital for this closure, and that there is emergency vehicles within that area that need to get through. So, yeah. And so then we also have, on May 3rd, we had a road closure and a lane closure on a portion of Phillips Avenue. And this is for a water line construction, and that's going to last 3 weeks. This is connected. That's probably not the right word, but that's okay. This is in conjunction with the Caw Lake.
That's right. We're the 36-inch pipeline that comes from Caw Lake. It eventually turns into a 30-inch pipeline, and then it runs all the way to the new treatment plant that's being built just west of OBA. So it's got to get not only all the way across from Caw, but then once it gets towards Enid and North Enid, it runs on Phillips Street to the west, and then it eventually turns south and goes to the new water treatment plant. So construction companies have been doing a fantastic job of getting those pipes in the ground and getting them covered up and looking good, and shouldn't be any issues. As it's just the joy of construction. There's some temporary pain that comes along with the long-lasting goodness. So be patient with us.
But it'll be great when it's done. And then we also have, so this is a future closure, but on Monday, May 30th, a portion of East Randolph Avenue will be closing for 6 weeks for a water line construction as well. And so just please be aware, drive with extreme caution, as there will be workers in this area or any of our areas that are under construction.
We've done a lot of work to improve water lines in Enid, and this is one of the examples of that. We've recently done the water lines and new roads on Randolph from Washington to 7th Street, and this is taking it from 7th Street to 10th Street and doing the water lines and probably eventually the road in that area too. And so that is going on Randolph. We've already done 26th to 30th Street on Randolph, and on the agenda a week from tomorrow night there'll be more work on Randolph from Washington to Van Buren, replacing the water line. So we'll end up doing a project there, and I mean we're continuing to make strides as far as new water lines to try to make our infrastructure in Enid better. We have already awarded the contract for a brand new water main going down Leona Mitchell, and I believe we have another on the agenda for, or we at least have planned, Oklahoma and Park from 7th to Lakeview. So that's a long section of new pipeline, and I think we've got 10th to 16th on Pine Street coming up. And we recognize that there are other areas that need to see continued improvement, but we are going as fast as we can and making as much improvement as the funds will allow.
Wonderful. So other than that, so that's the only road construction that we have, the road closures. And so then moving into, I just want to say that I love working for the city, and I love my position, and I know that we have a lot to offer. And so if you are looking for a rewarding career that you can hold as a career and look to in the future, the city of Enid is where it's at.
There are fantastic opportunities on the screen right there. I mean, we're not talking about just entry-level positions. Mm-hmm. We're talking about equipment operators. We're talking about foremen. We're talking about, police officers, supervisors like code official, CDBG coordinators. There's a lot of really good jobs on there, and please apply. We'd love to have you, as well as seasonal and part-time opportunities. So put your application in, and we'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, and there is an engineering executive assistant position that is available. Put your application in. That actually closes today, so we just get that in if that is something that you qualify for. And so we look forward to seeing those come through. And we can't emphasize it enough. So we have some upcoming meetings, and so one of them that we have is coming up on Tuesday, and this is not a normal commission meeting. This is a special budget meeting.
That's right. So here's what normally you see commission meetings that happen the first Tuesday of the month and the third Tuesday of the month. And so we don't have a regular meeting this week. Our regular meeting is next Tuesday. So instead of talking about what's going to happen on that meeting, let's just talk about the meetings that will happen this week. We have budget times that happen. Our fiscal budget starts on July 1, and we have to have our budget approved, before our fiscal year starts. And so we start in May talking about the budget that we've put together and explaining that, and having these study items for the mayor and commissioners so that they can learn about what the budget is, so that they can ask questions and feel comfortable approving it or making suggestions on what they would like to see, giving time for all of that to happen. And so Tuesday we've got a special meeting at 5 o'clock for the budget. And what we'll be talking about specifically on Tuesday, we've already talked about it in study session last week, kind of a general overview, but we will be talking about the Enid Municipal Authority, which are most of the departments that have to do with utilities. And when you get your water bill statement, pretty much everything that you see there has to do with the Enid Municipal Authority. So whether that be stormwater or water, sewer, solid waste, those are the types of things that are involved in EMA. And so we'll be talking about the budget for EMA. We'll be talking about ERDA's budget, that's our development authority, and the things that they do to try to attract businesses to come into Enid and people. And another one that will be on the agenda for Tuesday is the Transportation Authority, the EPTA. So we'll be talking about their budget as well. So hopefully the commissioners will be well learned as to what we'll be talking about. And then Thursday, we have another meeting coming up, and we'll be talking about all of our capital improvement projects. So capital improvement is one of those things that there's a certain section of our sales tax that's dedicated towards capital improvement. And these are things like the water lines we were just talking about, road construction, mostly those type of items, but also, think about things like our trail systems, our park systems, anything that is new that costs a lot of money, that's going to be involved in our capital improvement. So we'll be talking about that on Thursday this week too. And I believe that meeting is also at 5 o'clock on Thursday.
Well, as a recap of what you've spoken about, just to give them an idea and a visual. So remember, we have a special budget meeting coming up on Tuesday and Thursday of this week at 5 o'clock, and it's in the council chambers.
That's right.
And then there's also the MAPC, which is Monday, May 16th, and that's at 6:30. And that's also in the council chambers.
That's right.
And then we have the city commission meeting, which is on Tuesday, May 17th. Now, the study session is at 5 in the council chambers, as well as the commission meeting is at 6:30.
So it seems like just about any day of the week, if you come to the city hall after 5 o'clock, there's going to be a meeting that's going to happen.
It does seem that way. But at least you know it's in the council chambers.
That's right.
I mean, you don't have to guess. So that takes all the guessing out of it.
It's a busy time of year.
But if you want to attend one of these meetings, which we do highly emphasize that you do, then you can go on our website, and there's a calendar, and you should be able to see all of those events and meetings coming up, so that you can plan to be there.
That's right.
So we always talk about See Click Fix. Always. We are always talking about it. And the reason why we always talk about it is because there are things going on in the city that you, the community, can tell us what's going on. And that's the whole purpose of See Click Fix.
It's about communication.
Yes, absolutely.
Sometimes the reason expectations are failed or not met is a lack of communication. So this is a great tool to communicate with us, with the City of Enid. So download it, use it, but also, we appreciate your phone calls or your emails as well. And so there's our main phone number there. But call Larissa.
616.
You can always go ahead.
616-7258.
7258.
Yep.
So you're always welcome to call her. I know I would take your phone call if you wanted to contact me as well. So we'd love to hear from you and solve problems and do what we can. But See Click Fix is an excellent way to do that, because you can specify exactly what you want. You can take a picture of it. It can know what your location is of where you took the picture. So if you take a picture of a pothole, it'll know exactly where it is, and we can get to that. So utilize it. If you don't have it on your cellular device, then download it.
And you can do this on the app, or you can also access this this program, this technology, through our website as well. And so the best way if you're not familiar with how to navigate those kind of things, just give us a call and we will navigate that for you. And I just want to say, so these are a couple of the things that you can do. There's like 55 of them, but these are just a few examples. I just want to say that it seems the more that I'm out in public, people are like, I know you from somewhere. And I tell them, and they're like, oh yeah, you talk about See Click Fix. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your feedback. Thank you for letting us know that what we're doing is working and that we should continue doing this. For sure. Just know that we are taking that in and absorbing that and putting that back out.
I went to Walmart on Mother's Day and I saw the See Click Fix lady.
Well, just like we said call us for See Click Fix. Sorry. Also, the same thing goes for the emergency management app. Call us for that as well, and we will walk you through that with the best that we can do. And so, but like I said, don't hesitate to give us a call for anything, and then we'll try and help you with that. Other than that, cannot say enough that if you want to know what the city of Enid is doing, what we have going on, you can stay connected with our social media platforms as well as our Roku and our Fire TV. If you want to see what's going on in the community, you can go to our website, enid.org. You can see what Parks and Rec and the library has going on. Visit Enid has stuff going on all the time. And so you can get that information online. And so I just love our viewers. They're so loyal and dedicated to us. And so, but other than that, I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day, and we hope to see you again next week, and we would love to hear from you. Thank you. Bye.